Okay, welcome to the design of my space. I designed a community space that would implement a lot of fun in the community. Who doesn't love getting pizza and going to the pond and fishing, and then mini golf in a water park? All the things. If you want to hang out in this event space, you could get a band. A band could play there, and you can eat some pizza. Go to the water park after. Who knows? It's a good, fun place. And, everybody needs a little spot for trees. So that is my situation here. We got my calculations. I have my parking lot is a parallelogram. I did base times height to get the area, 11,000 feet squared. And I had to do the Pythagorean theorem to find this 16.6. Add them all up. I got 453.2 square feet, just feet. My fishing rental is a triangle. I had to use Pythagorean's theorem to find 44.7 and 64 because it is not a right triangle. This is not a right angle. So add them all up. You got 178.7 feet. Base times height divided by 2 is how many 1,400 square feet is my area. This little hexagon is kind of complicated. I had to break it up into 2 triangles. Luckily, they were equal, and a rectangle. So Pythagorean's theorem again to find these sides. So I could do the perimeter, add them all up, 309.6. And the area of this guy and this guy was 60 times 30 divided by 2 because they're both triangles. But then I times it by 2 because there's 2 triangles, and I got 1,800. But then I had to add this 70 times 60, which was 4,200, and I added them up to get 6,000. So there was that right there. This guy was super complicated, my picnic area. Luckily, I broke it up into 5, count them, 5 right triangles. I had to count the length and the base, or the height and the base for all of them. Not only for that, because I need to find Pythagorean's theorem of all of them to do the perimeter, because that is the perimeter when you add up all the sides right there, 402.9 feet. But then for the area, I had to do every single individual area for every single triangle. Plus I do this rectangle, which was 70 by 80. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. 70 times 80 is that. And then all of my other calculations, I had to add these all up to get my area. It's very complicated shape, very complicated composite shape. And then I have a little rectangle. I didn't label it. I made a mistake. It's my pizza palace. I need to label that. So 60 times 170 is 10,200. And I add them all up and I got 460. My midpoint here, I get 2 midpoints. I did one for my parking lot, which is right there, to my pond, which is right there. So I added the x's, 8 plus 0 divided by 2. Added my y's, 13 plus 0 divided by 2. I got 410, which is that point right there. And then similarly, I did water park and event space. So here's my event space point. I made this point on my water park because, this is probably where the door is. So I did the x's plus the x's divided by 2. I did the y's plus the y's divided by 2. I got a decimal. So negative 10.5, negative 3.5. So that is that midpoint right there. So I think my park is the best. And the city of Rancho should adopt it because it's got a little bit of everything. Who doesn't love a water park? And it's indoor water park, so you can go during the winter. So, who doesn't want to go to the water park in the winter time? And there's, a bunch of drying, accessible, hot, so you're not cold in the water. Mini golf course. This is an indoor-outdoor mini golf course, so it's pretty cool. Pond. It's got a cover on it, so if it's raining, you can still go fishing. Who doesn't want to go fishing with their little brother? That's pretty fun. And like I said, event space, you can have bands there. You could do parties there. You can get married there. And then, like I said, pizza. Who doesn't want some pizza? So I think my space is the best. It's definitely the most complicated. So that's really exciting. Doesn't need to be that complicated, but yep. Hope you enjoyed my pitch. Here, bite.